Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seales, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to a Friday episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Lapides.
Beth Lapides. One of our favorite people in this glorious
damn city.
town. You are somebody that we have known for many, many years, love so much, someone who has encouraged us as artists to dig within ourselves,
be truthful on stage,
find your own truth, and be confident that just go up and do what you do, and you'll be funny.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the kernel that we drew.
the spirit
from
of the uncabaret.
the story of you.
Truthful, a story of you, truthful, and it will be funny. And if it's not funny, then at least you're being truthful.
Yeah, you've at least that. You at least have the thing, and that. But if you go out and just try to be funny and there's nothing underneath it, then
then you could swing and miss. There's never a swing and a miss if you're being honest. Isn't that the truth?
It's
like
the truth.
You're always making
Yeah.
contact.
Well, I love. Oh, we're into sports. I
Not
guess
at
it's
all.
always
It's-
a first baser.
I mean, it's.
It's always at least.
Wait a minute,
Beth,
Beth,
are you a correspondent for ESPN? Because you are using all the right terms.
first baser.
Oh, what is it? A single.
Single.
A single.
Right,
Single.
But it's all about. But it is there. The metaphor is making
yeah,
contact.
yeah, you make the contact.
swing and a miss is like I tried to do something that wasn't truthful, and then.
Yeah.
Whoop,
But
and
it
then
is
just
kind of funny because we were talking about last year, sort of at the end, a month ago, towards the end of this year, you guys had your quote unquote 25th anniversary of
Yeah.
On Cabaret, and the reason why that show is still around, is still a staple of the alternative comedy scene and just the comedy scene in LA, is because it's always been good, and it always is good. You book great people.
You,
asked
I
them
booked
to.
you.
We
Oh my
were the. Were
By
we
the
one
way,
of
it took us
first
a
teams?
while to get there.
Were we one
Yeah.
of the first teams you ever booked?
You're probably one of the only teams I've ever booked.
So that was a
I
huge
mean,
honor.
I don't think I've ever, because your work is so conversational to begin with. And, you know, when you say honesty and truthfulness, conversational and intimacy are two of those words. And you guys, I'm not saying you're intimate. I'm just saying,
No,
but you
we
do
are.
have a
We tried
real
to.
conversation with each other.
With each other,
Definitely.
and then with the
And then
audience.
with the audience.
It's so funny because when I think of, and I know you are constantly always adding because you do the show regularly, but adding new people. This gentleman sitting right here is one of the best truthful storytelling. His stand-up has like
Oh.
really emerged from a storytelling place.
All
So
right.
I look forward to seeing Dan Van Kirk on the
Anytime.
Uncabaret at some point.
Okay.
In the
You know,
near
that's
future.
one of the main ways that it grows. It's just people who are in bring
Tell you,
people.
do this,
do
do
the
this
people
person.
who you need to bring
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And you ask and it's so funny because from the stage and from the back of the stage, you ask people kind of what they meant or what was going through their brains as something was happening. And it almost was like podcasting pre-podcasting because
Yeah.
an idea gets brought forth and you're then asking them those
And then the
questions.
person probably answers your question and develops like 2 tags onto the bit that they didn't even realize.
Oh yeah, people are always like, "Oh my my God, that whole thing, I never even knew I had that.
Right. Or now that's
I'm going to
come back
say
to you and
this.
be like,
One
that's
of the
part of the
funniest things I ever heard was on one of the Uncabaret albums was
What was
Andy
that?
Kindler, and I'm sure he never said it ever on a stage anywhere, was talking about going to theater. And now that I have a 13-year-old daughter, okay, Beth, I have a 13-year-old daughter who's a theater nerd.
That's
so I am
crazy.
knee-deep in musicals
Oh,
and
my
all that
God.
stuff. And Andy Kindler is like, I always love that there's like a couple of people in every musical who can't sing.
Right.
So and then he just was like, I don't have to sing that well because I'm the neighbor's wife. The way it made you laugh that hard in the thing. But I just remember listening and I'm like, there's no way he came up with that ahead of time, but it is just a brilliant,
That's right,
perfect.
Dan? Isn't that so
Oh,
So
my God.
specific.
Well, I'm happy that you're here because I think the other thing that you do really well is you are very insightful into the way why people do the things they do, and really getting into what is motivating our decisions for what we do.
Right.
And this show is an exploration into the dumb decisions that stupid people make,
Oh,
and we're trying to
great.
understand why they do what we do. Our fans send us great stories that happen real in the news. Dan breaks them down, and then we've never heard them, the three of us, and we're just going to try and figure it out. You ready
Okay.
to jump into
that
it?
sounds so fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
This was sent in by Sierra M at Zinja,
Is that
Zinja
Sierra Mist?
0830.
Thank you.
I bet that is Zira's birthday.
Right. Okay.
Did I say Sierra?
Yeah.
I did, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got the Zinja and the M threw me off.
Zinja, isn't that like a symbol?
A
a
Zinja?
make-
Yes, it is.
maker of
It
a
is.
symbol?
It is Zinja. Yes,
Oh.
with a J.
Yeah, that's
Brendan
like one
would
of the-
know. If Brendan's not even,
That's like-
he's not even paying attention.
that's
Is
like one
Zinja?
of-
No, it's not a symbol. It's not a symbol. Zildjian.
Zildjian.
Zildjian, which
Zildjian
is like one of the oldest companies in the world.
Zildjian to me sounds like the elf from Christmas that you never like. He's the one that's in the closet.
Zildjian?
Yeah, Zildjian.
Did you
Don't
know?
let Zildjian make the toys. He's gonna stick a nail in it.
I was going to say a did you know, and I bailed on it.
Like Zildjian is like a bad guy in like a Jewish Hanukkah story.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Zildjian decided to kill all the firstborn.
No, Zildjian.
A couple was forced to arm themselves with kitchen knives
Uh-oh.
when their Airbnb superhost broke into their rental in the middle of the night during what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway. The person who
We're all just trying.
So somebody
to make
broke
my-
into their own house.
Right.
Their
Is
own
really
house while
that
somebody
story.
else-
is there, yeah.
the headline is couple says they had to arm themselves against Airbnb superhost, which makes it sound like they're fighting like a villain.
Yes, he was just a host.
I am a super host.
He was just a host, and then he was struck with lightning, and he got bit by a radioactive
This is his
spider,
origin
and he-
story.
he became-
Honey, let's get this Airbnb. It's an open floor plan, and the reviews say you get to fight at knife point with someone in the middle.
Honey,
It's an
Of the-
immersive experience.
it's like your own personal escape room.
Yeah. Jaleesa Jackson, and I'll try my best here.
That is not her name.
Yes,
Jaleesa
it is.
Jackson.
Jaleesa Jackson.
Jaleesa Jackson.
Miss J if you're nasty.
And Cheduzi Uwandu,
love
and that's
it.
as best I can do, and I really put my heart into
I
it.
think you nailed it.
They are two anesthesiologists. Doing,
so they have access to drugs.
yeah. But
Are we
they're-
sure
they're
that
just-
this happened?
They're just the Airbnbers.
Oh,
These are the
This
Airbnbers.
is not a new one.
Jaleesa Jackson and Cheduzi Uwandu, two anesthesiologists, doing their residencies in Boston, told their story to the Boston Globe in an article published on Monday. The couple, who met in med school at Johns Hopkins University, we really dig into their life.
and they're not the ones who are like
They didn't
attacking
do anything
people.
wrong.
Well, I think that they're trying to prove that these people aren't crazy.
Yeah, there you
Every
go.
step of it.
There you
Johns
go. Give them some
Hopkins,
credibility.
Yeah.
We're vetting
Med
them.
school.
Yeah.
Because
We're
like
vetting
if
them.
you're calling them liars, then you're calling Johns Hopkins
Yes.
a liar.
You're calling into question the institution of medicine.
The couple.
if you try and step to Jaleesa Jackson.
All right. The couple who met in med school at Johns Hopkins University both work grueling schedules and were looking forward to some rest and relaxation when they flew to Los Angeles for a 1-week vacation
Okay.
in June.
So
We blame it on LA.
Damn LA.
we could
damn
rent this
LA.
out. This is a guy who didn't get an
Isn't
audition.
isn't your next door neighbor? Don't they
Next door
have an
neighbor
Airbnb?
does do Airbnb.
And you're
Yeah.
like, these people.
because there's just there's always like some crazy in the afternoon, and fine, I 100% 100% support this, but at Sunday morning, 10 a.m., a crazy gay rave on the deck is not gonna like
What you need for your 11 and
no,
13-year-old.
just to like have my
Is
11-year-old
it
looking.
still going from all night, or it's a new rave?
It might be a new thing. It might be a Sunday morning brunch
A
rave.
Sunday morning brunch
A
rave.
I
brunch
love a brunch
That
rave.
takes a lot.
The line is
of
long,
energy.
but
Yeah, and Beth's like, I can't plan that. Beth, we did not ask you to plan a Sunday. Like, Beth is thinking that we roped her into planning
Yeah.
a Sunday
Am I
morning.
doing that
A
now?
brunch rave.
No, you're not doing that
All
now.
right.
it's a brunch rave.
Oh, okay. They don't need comedy there. They're not
No.
asking for storytellers.
Quick, tight 5.
So they told the Globe that they booked a guest house on Airbnb that had excellent reviews, and their renter, JJ, 2 letters, was ranked as a super host by the site. When they arrived, they said JJ lived up to that title, making sure there was a chilled bottle of wine waiting for the couple along with a welcoming note.
So that
Okay.
was there.
That's what takes it be a super host at
I
this
guess.
point?
That's
all you need.
That's not that much.
I
I mean, in the note, it did say sleep with one eye open. I'm just going to say, like, so he was honest.
So he's super.
See you guys around 3 a.m.
No, what?
No.
No.
Just looking for
I'll be
relaxing.
checking back in on you.
So wait, so we don't talk to you ever again, right?
Right.
You just shed us of the
Other than the middle of the night.
Wait, hang on a second.
Did you say middle of the night?
But their first night in the house took a turn for the worse when Jackson, that's Jaleesa if you're nasty, woke up at 5:30 a.m. to the sounds of banging at the door. She got out of bed and heard a man shout, quote, "I know you're in there, Kevin." Now, I've never thought about this too. What if someone does have someone come to their house for some sort of vengeance and if they've Airbnb'd it,
that's-
they're not there, you're there.
Oh,
That's
that's
gonna
a movie.
happen.
That's
What-
a good movie.
That is a movie.
That is a movie.
Ooh,
What
that
if
is a
this-
good movie.
What if this dude is like in a Memento kind of situation and he doesn't remember
Yeah. He's
anything
trying to
that's
piece
happening?
his life
He's trying to
back
piece his
together.
life back together. There
Who
was-
are these people that are in my
yeah.
house?
I don't remember.
Is
He
it a
doesn't-
sliding door situation or an
Memento?
Airbnb? I can't tell.
Ooh.
I know you're in there, Kevin. My response would be like, I'm not in here.
I'm not.
I'm
there.
not Kevin. And I am not answering that
And then
door.
the response from outside is, "Shut up, Kevin. I know you can do voices."
when she opened
It's
the door,
Hollywood.
It's Hollywood. You're a voiceover actor.
when she opened the door,
Why?
she
No. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I know.
Beth,
Right?
That's on you.
No, Beth.
No.
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 Don't open
Don't
the door.
open the door.
Call
I-
the police.
Don't go to the basement.
Nope.
And
Right.
don't open the door.
Don't open
Don't
Right.
shut a mirror. Don't shut a mirror. Like wash your face, shut the mirror, and
The
then
person
look up
isn't even-
quickly.
The person isn't even like, I need help, or they're not saying, hey, I'm looking for a friend of mine. They're yelling, I know you're in there,
They're
Kevin.
Kevin.
And you open the door. I'm going to say anything after that, a little bit on you.
A little bit,
You
yeah.
have to know to keep it
Right.
shut.
Like when the cop taking the report later is going to look up from his pad when you say you open
And
the
so
door. They'll be
you,
like,
you
Yeah.
definitely didn't. He's gonna be like, so you definitely kept the door shut. And Jaleesa's gonna be like,
Wow.
nope, nope.
Well.
Dan's thing of the person looking up at that point.
You want me to write you opened the door? That's the story you're
That's
telling?
the
that
sticking
that
with
you
it.
opened it?
Because
Well, I am from Boston.
I just
Right.
we open doors for people. You know, did I mention that I
Johns
went to-
Hopkins
Johns
University,
Hopkins, yes.
a very grueling
Make sure you get
schedule.
that in. We have
Right.
we're
I couldn't
residencies.
remember. Was my name Kevin?
And then you know that dick cop, everything you say after is like, and then they came rushing, like, and this was after you opened the door.
So to be clear on the timeline, I just want to know if this happened after you did the
After
dumb
you
thing.
opened the door.
After you did the dumbest thing
Let's
that a
call
human could
everything
do.
in the rest of this after you opened the door.
Just trying to figure out when you had actually opened the door to let this crazy person in.
If that happened in a movie, the entire theater would just go, no.
Why? As she's unlocking the door, they're like, no.
This is about to take another fun turn because when she opened the door, she confronted the crazed man and told him to go away. That's some Boston shit. Right there. That's some Boston shit.
That's some
You know
like
what?
Red Sox just beat the Dodgers. Like we have confidence over LA right now.
Jaleesa's like, mm-mm.
You know one really good way to get people to go away? Don't
Open
open
the
the
door.
door.
Right.
Leave it shut.
Okay. She opened the door. She confronted the crazed man and she told him to go away. Then she shut the door and called JJ. It was then that she heard a cell phone start ringing on the other side of the door.
The call is coming from
right-
very close
From the
inside.
front porch.
Oh, great. Hello, JJ?
JJ?
Yeah. I know you're in there, Kevin.
No, this is
No,
Jaleesa.
Jaleesa.
I'm
calling you from the
Jaleesa
phone, yeah.
calling you.
Oh my God. That must have been a crazy moment.
That's another moment
she
where in the
called-
movie everyone's freaking out.
Everyone's freaking out. 'cause it was the-
JJ confirmed her
What
fear.
do you think his cell phone ring was? Like, you definitely don't think he said it,
Open
right?
the door, get on the phone.
Like the one that everybody's parents have. No! Set your damn ringer.
Also, I love that Jaleesa's boyfriend or husband or whatever, he's just asleep.
You take
She's
care of it,
handling
baby.
this.
You got it, baby.
Just handling the
Is that a
whole
loud
thing.
noise, Jaleesa?
All right, I'll go out there, but I'm letting in whoever it is. Fine. Just let me
Just let me-
sleep.
Let me sleep.
The grueling schedule that I have.
I'm still jet lagged from Boston.
I know.
And the wine that he left.
I know.
What
Yes.
was in the wine?
So,
This is the one.
so she
Trader
shut the
Joe's.
door and she called JJ. That's when she heard the cell phone start ringing on the other side of the door she just
my
closed.
So at first you just assume that's a coincidence because
Right.
there's no way this guy can be the
Well,
guy.
JJ then confirmed her fear when he picked up the call, admitting that he had been the man yelling, and in fact it was him.
So okay, but there is a moment here where Jaleesa's like, we can clear this up.
Right.
Hello, JJ? You're not going to believe what's going on. I'll believe it.
Oh, I believe it.
I believe it because
Someone
I'm
is
in it.
yelling. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, can I ask you a quick question before we hang up? Yeah. Is Kevin in there?
No.
No, there is no Kevin here.
So at that point, you then also realize that this guy has the keys to the place.
Right.
So
Right.
staying behind the door at this point is not an option.
Wait, hold on.
You ca-
He admits that it had the yelling man had in fact been him. Quote, this is JJ. Yeah, that was me, he said. Quote, sorry about the confusion. Life's too short for me to give you an explanation. Have a nice time in LA.
Wait, no, life is not too short for you to give me an explanation.
Look at life.
We're up. It's 5:30.
Life's too short to ever hear why you were woken up in the middle of the night with somebody screaming at you.
Life's too short to explain something that needs to be explained.
Is it possible this is JJ Jimmy Walker?
Yeah, it could
Like,
be.
is it possible that
Right.
it's him? I know he's kind of gone off the
And
deep
I'm
end.
thinking J.J. Abrams, too.
JJ Abrams. It could
So
also
I
be.
think the story should have included that it wasn't either of them,
Yeah.
just to
Right,
set
right. Just to
everyone
be
at
clear.
ease.
J.J. Abrams, like, this could be 1974 and
It's
we
also
don't know it.
a
You
nice
know what I mean?
guest house.
He
a
might
loss.
have been time traveling.
Yes.
Please.
Life is too short. I time traveled to get here.
Yeah,
it's
to
a,
Lanky.
lo-
I
can't
it's a
explain.
long story.
Big
It's too short for that explanation.
He literally explains the show Lost. He's
So
like,
he's-
they're in purgatory.
Right. So spoiler alert. So he says, have a nice time in LA. The couple tried to brush off the incident and had a nice day at the beach, but they said chaos struck again the following night.
What?
When a man crashed through their bedroom window at about 2 a.m. while they were sleeping,
Crashed
sending
through the-
shards of glass flying everywhere.
Kevin? Is that you?
What if that was Kevin?
If that's Kevin, she deserved to be mad about
It
it.
just goes everywhere. And then the guy, Uwandu, is like, rolls over like, babe, you got to deal with this again.
Babe.
Tonight on a very special Airbnb,
Look,
Kevin shows up when no one wants him to.
remember, they're just like, look, babe, last night, we're going to put that behind us.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're going to go to sleep. We're going to have a new bottle of wine from
And
JJ.
you know, as they were laying down, he just said to her, I'm so happy we decided to stay here.
Yeah.
Look, we are so stressed out. Like, we're
Yeah.
both doctors and we both.
The last thing we need is what happened last night.
I
but
don't
it's
need to
done.
remind you that we both went to Johns Hopkins University.
Grueling schedule.
And we're so tired from being residents.
Residents. I mean,
So
we're
why
saving
don't-
lives.
All we need is a good
just
night's
rest.
sleep.
That's all we need.
Look at how peaceful it is in this bedroom right now.
2 a.m., crashing through the window.
Oh my
Uwandu sprang into defensive mode, hopping on the intruder and pinning him to the ground.
Unreal.
Whoa.
By the way, there are
Well,
moments.
it's his night. It's his night to deal with the
He
disturbance.
springs into action.
It's like a kid. The disturbances are their babies. Last night was her night. Tonight was his night.
So when we are ever do shows on the road or anything, we always take the first flight back, which means we usually cash out at the club at
Sure.
like 12 or 1. Get back to the hotel, you're wired. You've just done 2 shows. You get in bed, you can't fall asleep. It's like 2:30, and at 4:45, there's a car that's going to take you to the airport. So you get an hour and a half of terrible sleep. When that phone rings as the wake-up call, I shoot up out of bed
Your
and
heart.
immediately get a headache that like I can never get rid of.
Yep.
This guy got up out of bed and like immediately
someone
sprung
down.
into action.
Well, it was his
can barely
night for
brush
the
my teeth.
intruder.
All right,
Got to put the intruder back to sleep.
fine.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Quote, I had no idea what was happening, he recalled to the Globe, but I reacted like we were under attack. You
were under attack.
Yeah.
It's almost, you're like a doctor. You're a resident.
Jaleesa Jackson then grabbed her phone to call 911, but quickly recognized the man her boyfriend had tackled was none other than JJ.
That's just JJ.
His own house.
Yeah.
His own house.
Oh, man.
That's
just JJ.
I smell meth.
By the
I'm
way,
just
I
saying.
smell meth too. That's just JJ could also be the name of the TV show.
Oh, yeah, that's just JJ.
How many shows have you guys developed from these stories?
That's just JJ. We are already patent pending on that one.
JJ was able to free himself and ran out the door.
Nope.
While the couple
In through the
waited-
window, out through the door.
Yes.
Also a show.
Please rate and review me well. While the couple waited for police to arrive, they barricaded themselves in the kitchen and armed themselves with the largest knives they could find in case he came back. They were JJ prepped.
Yeah.
Cops quickly apprehended JJ, and one of the officers told the couple that JJ, quote, told police that the Airbnb had ordered him to evict the couple over cleaning fees. So JJ's telling the cops, like, no, I was supposed to throw them out. Airbnb said to throw them out.
This is on corporate.
Right.
I can't take the fall for corporate on this one.
I know, as
They
though he
told
actually
me to
Not
go
me.
through.
with Airbnb.
Hey,
Look,
I would love to have not gone through my window. Look, and here's the deal. There's shards.
I knew already that the door gambit was not going to work.
And you know
from
what? There are
last
shards
night.
of glass all over that bedroom, and they haven't cleaned anything up. I just want you to know that.
And it's disgusting, and somebody's going to get hurt. That is not
Fool
how
me at the door. Shame on you.
Shame on me.
At some point, an elderly woman came out of the main house. Remember, this is a guest house.
Oh my God.
And asked the couple who they were. Now, these people have been there for 2 days, and this woman doesn't know somebody's in the guest house.
Oh my God. This is the out-of-towners
Yeah,
version.
this is-
She said that she owned the property and that JJ rented the guest house from her, but wasn't supposed to be renting it out to others.
Oh my God.
And he's a super host. He's renting the hell out of this guest
And this
house.
is the first time she's noticed?
Yeah, notice that people who aren't JJ are back there.
Right. In LA, first
Got
time
a
she
lot of
noticed-
different friends with suitcases.
Guy's got
Well,
guts.
he's got Kevin. You know that. Well, he's lost Kevin, as far as
out.
we can tell.
Kevin's
Kevin
out.
is dead to me. All
I'm
right.
very upset about Kevin.
Jackson called Airbnb that night, and the company agreed to refund them the $708 they had paid to rent the house for the week.
Nice.
That's a good rate.
Good
It's a good rate. Guest house in
solid
LA.
guest house.
Yeah.
Solid rate.
Yeah.
But the couple said they didn't get the credit card or the credit until last week after the Boston Globe made their first call to the company about the story. Airbnb also reportedly offered to relocate the couple to another property for the remainder of the stay, but they declined, deciding to get a room at a nearby Hilton, which cost them $2,300, including parking and other expenses.
Wow.
They ran it up.
Yeah,
They ran it up.
they ran it up.
They ran it up.
Yeah,
Like, hey, Airbnb's getting this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, they did.
They asked Airbnb for $5,000 to cover the cost plus compensation for the traumatic experience
That's
they
not
endured.
outrageous. That's not outrageous.
at
And
all.
if you're Airbnb, you take that deal.
Yeah.
Like, we're a huge
Oh,
company.
And you
I
advertise that you
was
paid
ready
it.
for more zeros.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think was Airbnb's final offer on what they were going to repay these people for their time and traumatic experience 2 nights in a row?
Coming to you with an overview to find out how much damage did they do.
What was their final offer? Did they give them the 5 or no? We don't
I'm
know.
not an-
He's
I'm
not
not
going to tell you.
answering.
So, Beth,
What do you
you're,
think they
you're
did?
our
Final
guest.
offer.
You
They
can-
could have gone big PR and gone, here's 10.
Right.
Obviously, it probably isn't that number because I guess but it could be more
50.
than that.
You say 50,000.
I'm gonna say Airbnb is just like this is
Bad
a chance for
publicity.
We
good-
need this
we
to
need
go
this
away.
to go away, and these people to be happy and to be a win. Like if anything bad happens, we don't compensate you. We
Take care of you.
boost you.
Yeah.
And, you
We
know.
need this to go away.
Where
And
your home
also,
away
they retracted the name Kevin from the English language.
That's
we need
solid.
this to go away faster than Kevin.
Airbnb's like, we've also started a fund to find Kevin.
It's called a Go Find Me.
Yeah, there it is. You might have a website there.
Folks, go
You might have
find
a
me.
website
Find
there.
me.
Pay money to go find people. Jay, what do you think?
3,500.
$3,500.
I see.
3,000.
I'm on Beth's tip. I think it's $25,000. I think they were like, "Look, we want this to go away. We want you guys to
I
be
mean,
happy."
they already spent $2,300 in just the hotel.
Fine.
No, I'm saying the couple did, so you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that they're going to at least
They're going
make
to pay
that
that.
up.
Yeah. So I think it's $25,000.
Okay.
And they feel like, look, we settled out of court. There's not a lot of legal fees. This thing will not be a mess.
We'll make it go away.
Okay.
Except for when it gets talked about on Dumb People Town.
All right, before I give this answer, I want to remind everybody that we are doing a live Dumb People Town at Sketchfest.
Yes.
SF
January
Sketchfest,
11th.
January 11th, Friday night, and a stand-up show right before that.
The show on January 11th, the live
It's
version
your
of
birthday,
this.
isn't it?
On the 12th.
Good memory.
I'm
Yeah.
the 10th.
Oh, bad. They were right in the
I
middle.
love it.
So right smack dab in the middle of both of our birthdays on the 11th at Cobb's Comedy Club, 10:30. It is 10:30 p.m. We normally do this at Sketchfest in the afternoon, and we
Yeah.
usually get about 200, 250 people
So
show up
Friday
at Cobb's.
night, come hang
Friday
with
night,
us.
10:30. Let's sell this thing out. Get your tickets now, San Francisco.
I want to go to Sketchfest. I'm just saying it on the air. I've never been invited.
Oh,
You
Really?
should be.
do it.
We'll talk to
Yeah.
them about
Uncap
that.
should go and do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Would be a great show to do
Yes.
there. You would be fantastic. So
All right.
anyway.
Get your answers in now because Beth said how much? 50,000?
55. I said
Randy?
25,000.
25?
Jay said
3,500.
Airbnb's final offer to the couple.
180.
thousand. Oh my God! Stop.
Final offer.
Don't negotiate against yourself.
To
Beth.
two doctors from Boston trying to have a nice week in LA.
Wait, where did they go to graduate school?
Johns Hopkins.
It was not made
Oh,
clear
that was
to
not
me.
mentioned
It was
enough.
not made
Yeah,
clear to
very
us.
grueling
No.
schedule.
Okay.
That may
Woken up in
change
the
it.
middle of the night while JJ looked for Kevin, then woken up again when JJ just said, screw it, I'm going through the closed window. They were offered, the amount of money they were offered by Airbnb was $2,700. $2,700 bucks.
What's up with
What's up?
that?
That's what's up. I told you.
They
I knew.
said we'll cover the $2,300 hotel bill. We'll spot you 4 notes.
400
Oh
just to
my
keep your
Yes.
God.
Dumb
Johns
Dr.
Hopkins
Mouth
mouth shut.
quiet.
The company also offered to pay for 5 therapy sessions, according to the Globe. For JJ,
for who?
5, 2, 5. You're just
That
getting
guy
started.
JJ needs like
Wait a
art-
minute.
No,
Can
they
I
aren't
just
really
can I
for
say-
JJ,
can
they're
I
for the
can I say
couple.
something?
JJ
Say
needs
it.
art
I know how
therapy.
you feel about
Because
therapy.
here's the thing about because the way the world works is we don't know. Maybe this couple needed therapy so much.
Yeah.
And this was the only way the universe could like
I
conspire
love this.
to
What
get
a
them into therapy. They're like, well, it's free. I
Right.
don't know. We'll
And
go.
what if it changes their
and what
lives?
if it changes their lives? This could be the best thing that ever happened.
What if
to
one of them is
priceless.
like? What if one of them is like, I shouldn't be a doctor?
Yeah.
Like
Right?
this whole.
What if the other
experience-
one sends a bottle of wine to JJ?
Yeah.
You know what? You indirectly helped
You
us.
changed my life.
I looked
realized-
inward. I looked at my own childhood. I looked at how I formed my life.
Look at the way I address people on a regular basis.
We don't communicate well. You should have saved me. All that.
Yep.
It's all going to come up.
This is so great.
That is the
So
most
they
Beth
offer-
response to this story ever.
I'm so happy that little tidbit was in there. 5 therapy sessions.
5 therapy sessions. But the couple
Beth-
declined.
Beth-
Declined.
They
Yeah.
declined. Beth would have
Yeah.
been like, you know what? You throw in a Reiki and I'm there. Throw in a
But you
rolfing
know what?
section
This
and
is
I'm there.
exactly the couple. That's the stupidest thing. And when you
Ever.
talk about
Dumb
the
people
couple,
town.
dumb people town,
Take
Yeah.
it.
take. What if it's given to you?
What's the worst that can happen? You guys communicate, like you said.
You
You, guys
commu-
talk to each
Let me
other.
ask you though. I would probably take the $2,700.
Sure.
I'd be
And
like,
the 5
I'd be like,
therapy
I got a
sessions.
story I'll tell the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Totally.
We didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
We spent a week at a Hilton in Los Angeles.
And-
all ended up being paid for.
And we
We've
started
got
going
a
to therapy.
great story.
We got
we
an
started
extra
going to therapy.
$400.
And we
I'll
started
buy
going
an
to
Apple
therapy.
Watch and call it a day.
Therapy.
It's win, 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 win.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But-
Just like Beth Lapides on Dumb People Town. It's
Hell yeah.
win,
This was
win, 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 win.
fun.
Hey, so
On Cabaret goes on
Cabaret
Sunday
goes on.
nights.
Sunday nights at we're
We have
You're
Right.
kind of
Okay.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Where people can
Check it
find
out.
it on
Social-
cabaret.com.
yes, and on social and Cabaret.
Okay.
Follow the Instagram, follow the Twitters.
Yes.
at Uncabaret.
Uncabaret, yeah.
It is a great show. I recommend going back. Like we
You
shared-
guys have to come back too.
we will come back and
Yeah,
do it. But I'm
yeah.
saying I recommend going back, getting like you can get on iTunes, can't you? Get the
Yeah. There's
the
a whole
old-
catalog. And
the whole catalog of
CDs and-
old to
yeah.
hear people
Mike
like
McDonald's do the lines.
do the lines.
Oh,
Faye
do the
Dunaway,
lines.
his
Faye Dunaway,
acting coach.
him coaching Faye Dunaway through an audition. His story about coaching her through the audition as she's driving through the Paramount Gate is one of the
Mike
greatest
McDonald.
Any
stories.
last words for me, Mike? Yes, you're Faye Dunaway.
Freaking
Do the lines! Unbelievable! It is classic
Well, we've
stuff.
got a lot of stuff on Audible too.
Oh, I love
Great.
that.
And,
Check it. It's
Another
really
reason
great.
to join that. Beth Lapides, thank you for coming here. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
It's a good show.